Kia ora koutou, ko Angela Caves tōku ingoa, no mai haere mai. Welcome to the Tairāwhiti Business Growth and Support Virtual Conference. My name is Angela Caves and I am the Partnership and Events Lead with Digital Boost, and it's my pleasure to be hosting you today. Welcome to our audience who have just joined us in this webinar, or those who are joining us on a live stream. We're live streaming to Facebook, LinkedIn and YouTube this afternoon. Welcome to day 2 in our final session of day 2, sharing the breadth of support available to the Tairāwhiti business community. On the webinar this afternoon with me, I have got my co-host from our collaborating organisation. So Robin Barker is from connected.govt.nz, and Robin is an employment liaison advisor based in the Tairāwhiti region. So welcome, Robin. Robin is just going to take us through some webinar housekeeping and how you can interact with us, and then introduce our guest presenter. Thanks, Robin.
Oh, kia ora. Thank you, Ange. For those of you that are joining us in the webinar, you can see us and hear us, but we can't see nor hear you. So please feel free to add any questions or comments into the chat or by using the Q&A function available. We'll address any questions towards the end of our presentation. Our sessions are being recorded and will be uploaded to a YouTube playlist on the Digital Boost channel for post-event viewing. All registered attendees will be provided a link to this via email. It's now my pleasure to introduce Ruby Nepe, who's our work broker from MSD, Ministry of Social Development. Kia ora, Ruby, it's all yours.
Oh, kia ora, Robin, kia ora, Angela, ngā mihi nui kia kōrua. I te wata mai a hau he paku mihi, kia tātou, i tēnei wā. Tini whetū ke te rangi ko Ngāti Maru ki Raro. Tini kaha wai ke te moana ko Ngāti Maru ki Uta. Tihei mauri ora. Ko puke tapu te maunga, tūtonu, tūtonu, tūtonu. Ko te ārai te awa, e koropiko e, ko horeita te waka. Ko te marae tapu, ko te pāhau, he uri a hau no rongo whakata. No manatū kia tōku pito te ao, tōku nei kāinga. Ko Ruby Nepe a hau e mihi atu kia koutou katoa, mauri ora kia tātou. Kia ora everyone. That was just a little paku mihi, a greeting to everybody, and just sharing a little bit about who I am, where I'm from. And yeah, so just thank you to Ange and to Robin for inviting us here this afternoon. So I think, shall I share my screen now?
Go for it, that would be great. Thanks, Ruby.
Is it showing now, that one?
Not yet, but it can sometimes take a moment to show up. Maybe just try once more, Ruby. You know, down the bottom of the Zoom screen where you can see myself and you.
Okay.
Share. Yeah, there we go. It's coming through now. We can see employment services and products. Awesome. Right.
So I thought we'd start at the beginning, who we are and our employment team. For here in Tairāwhiti, we stretch across Gisborne and all the way to a little bit of Wairoa and all the way to Ruatoria. So part of the makeup of our team are our regional labour market manager. I won't necessarily go through the names per se, but I'll just give you a bit of a brief who the makeup of our team is. Our manager, Regional Employment Work Services Manager, they are both based in our Napier, our Hawke's Bay office, Napier office. We have our Regional Labour Market Advisors. We have 2. One's based here at our office here in Gisborne, and one's based in Hawke's Bay. Then we have our Gisborne Service Centre Managers based here. Our lovely Robin, our Connected Employment Liaison Advisor. On site here, we have a team of 4 work brokers. at the Gisborne office, and as I mentioned, we stretch across to Ruatoria, and we're also supporting Wairoa at this particular stage too. We have one employment coordinator, our employment case managers, and we also have a remote team called Job Connect, who are based in Wellington. They provide a remote service for us. Our employment services. Part of our employment services are our recruitment services. We offer fee-free recruitment services for employers. Part of that, we offer fee-free, that's a bit of a tongue twister, fee-free recruitment services for employers to help you as employers find the right candidate for the business. We list and advertise your vacancy with us. We advertise in our offices and our website to help you find the right candidate for your business. We can also tailor a recruitment plan to meet your needs. We'll contact you to discuss your vacancy and check business viability through a series of questions. This is so we can learn about your business and understand more about your role that you'd like to advertise. We can also search for suitable candidates who would be a good fit for your business. We can also shortlist suitable candidates and refer them to you with a CV or an employment brief, depending on your needs. Part of the service also, we can arrange interviews with potential candidates, and we can either organise, we can make available a room here on site at our office if suitable for you. We can connect you with information and services. If you need advice before making an employment agreement or complete reference checks, once you've made a decision before you hire. There's also extra support and training. How can you contact us? A couple of ways, 3 ways actually. You can contact us. There's either contact our local work brokers here in the Gisborne office. If you're not already linked with a work broker here on site, we have 4 available here in our office. The other way you can contact is by employer line, which is just the 0800 778 008. Or alternatively, you're able to go online to our website, which is www.workandincome.govt.nz. Those are ways you can reach out to us in regards to our employment services. Employment products. I'll go through a couple of our employment products that we utilise on a regular basis. Our first product is mana and mahi. If you're hiring one of our candidates or a candidate that you've been able to look or search for yourself, we can do a quick check to see if they meet the eligibility, and then part of mana and mahi is pursuing a formal industry qualification while on the job. So basically training while on the job. We may be able to help with a wage contribution, course fees, and on the job support. FlexiWage. FlexiWage is one of the ways we're supporting more New Zealanders into work. You can get help to hire staff, get the skills you need to do a job, or start your own business. And our third product we're talking about today is Apprenticeship Boost. This is a fairly new product. To help you keep, Apprenticeship Boost is to help you keep or take a new apprentice, and we may be able to provide financial support in the first 2 years of their apprenticeship. The following slides will go through a bit in detail around each of those products. Mana and mahi. Mana and mahi is about strength in work, and it's supported by the Ministry of Social Development. Mana and mahi helps eligible people who need additional support to transition into long-term sustainable employment or gaining an apprenticeship or formal industry qualification. We support employers to recruit people into permanent positions and support them through industry qualification. Mana and Mahi offers a wage subsidy up to $18,400, including GST, for employers for a year to offset the costs of employing and supporting an untrained worker as long as the participant is an industry recognised training pathway. We can pay up to $9,200, GST included, towards the cost of training course fees if necessary. As we know, there are a lot of fee-free training courses at the moment. Mana and Mahi offers up to $2,300, GST inclusive, towards pre-employment training. Participants can get incentive payments also, up to $3,000 for a year. This is paid at intervals of 91 days, 182 days, and 365 days. So there's really great incentives here for, as an employer and also as an employee, to be part of Mana and Mahi. I call it our gold standard product. It's pretty much the highest product in terms of funding that we can support someone to transition into, up to $22,000. Mana and Mahi has in-work support available for both employers and participants, which is the employee. For employers, Te Hekenga Mai is an online in-work support program to help employers with long-term staff retention and reduced turnover. For participants, for employees, a range of free support and wellbeing services are available to Mana and Mahi participants, employees. In-work support, the in-work support service is available to all Mana and Mahi clients. Whitiki Tawa. Whitiki Tawa is a virtual mentor support service that connects clients with a dedicated person via video call and messages. Pretty much mentors are available to help. And Pua Waitanga. Pua Waitanga is a confidential and free phone and online service to help clients strengthen their wellbeing. So that's around their own wellbeing, health and wellbeing. It's a great service. How can you make contact, or how can you reach out? You can reach out through any of our work brokers here on site or any of our employment team, or there's an 0800 number, 0800 782 999. Our next product, FlexiWage. FlexiWage is pretty much what FlexiWage says, it's flexible. The FlexiWage has been expanded since February 2021 to help thousands more people into work, not just people on a benefit. This is open for those not in receipt of any financial assistance, depending on their circumstances. FlexiWage can be considered for anyone struggling to get work or facing redundancy or at risk of being on a benefit for a long time. FlexiWage provides employers with a wage contribution, in-work support, and mentoring, on-the-job training, or a formal qualification. This is our sort of gold medal to our second, what do I call it? Silver. So FlexiWage, what's the funding? So we recognise that there are different circumstances for different people and their circumstances. So band 1, band and eligibility. Band 1, clients are disadvantaged in the labour market. That could be that they have challenges, for example. It could be that they have challenges around the right skill to enter back into the workforce, or they've been out of work for a little while, similar to band 2. So the funding part of band 1, the amount payable is $276 per week. over 24 weeks, and that's the total amount of 6,624. That's GST inclusive. A band 2, clients who are at risk of long-term benefit receipts, so those that have been on, say, perhaps a longer period than, say, a client that was in a band 1 level. So we could support that by paying a contribution of $276 per week for 36 weeks. That's a total of 9,936 GST inclusive. Thirdly, we have a band 3. And that band 3 is probably the highest level that we can consider looking at based on the individual's needs. And that's around either disadvantages in the local labour market, at risk of long-term benefit, or specific employment needs. So it may be, for example, maybe someone that has health and disability, or some employment struggles in terms of transitioning back into employment. The wage contribution, there's a discretionary rate here. It's depending on the length of time it will take them to meet the entry level requirements of the job. And the maximum payable is equivalent to a 30 hours per week, up to 22,000 in a year. As part of Flexi Wage, there are also extra assistance on top of that. Could be up to $1,000 for short-term training for things like possibly maybe going into civil. You might be needing just that extra step to get maybe a license, just to get your foot in the door. We could support in terms of that short-term training. Up to $5,000 for an NZQA training course at level 3 or below. We can help towards funding some of that. Also, with a lot of our products, we have in-work support to cover for actual and reasonable costs, in-work support and pastoral care. A third product today is apprenticeship boost. Apprenticeship boost is a payment made to employers to help them keep and take on new apprentices. The payment is made directly to the employer. It means apprentices can keep earning while training towards their qualifications. Apprenticeship boost is available, it says, at this stage up until December 2023. You can get apprenticeship boost if your apprentice is enrolled and engaged in a New Zealand apprenticeship, managed apprenticeship approved by TEC and run by an industry ITO, te pukenga, a wānanga, or private training establishment. So this type of funding is a good, if you've got staff already and you're wanting to put them through an apprenticeship, this is a good type of funding for that. The payment rates. So you can get $500 a month per apprentice, not including GST. If you're GST registered, you'll be paid that amount on top of the $500. Get apprenticeship boost for a maximum of 24 months per apprentice, or until the initiative ends in December 2023. This is paid to you, the employer, and you pass it on to your apprentice. It's paid monthly in advance from the date you apply. The word is to apply as soon as the apprentice either starts with you or as soon as you decide to take up this opportunity. You must pay your apprentice at least the minimum wage, starting out wage, or training wage. Now, we absolutely, I'd just like to say here, we absolutely advocate for minimum wage. It is something that a lot of our products head towards, is a minimum wage. How to apply this particular product, you apply online, and I've got a link here just through our Work and Income. So it's just through our Work and Income website. It's just www.workandincome.govt.nz. Wow, that went through very quickly. So I'd just like to say thank you for the opportunity for us to present our Ministry of Social Development employment services and products. Thank you to Ange and Digital Boost. And like to thank you also, Robin, for providing an opportunity for us to be able to actually, give us this opportunity to reach out to our business community. So thank you both for inviting us along this afternoon.
Kia ora, ngā mihi, ngā mihi, Ruby. That was lots of informative information for our employers and employees and our wider community as well. I do have a few pārtai. I'll just lift that up and see where we're at. But yeah, thank you so much for that presentation. So our first pārtai is, can anyone qualify for a flexi wage subsidy?
Yes, that's a really good pārtai. Primarily, I'll start with primarily, our products are primarily utilised for those that are in receipt of some form of assistance. However, with the extension of flexi wage, there is scope now to have a look at assessing eligibility for those that are not receiving benefit assistance or some sort of financial assistance from work and income. And we can do an assessment, an internal assessment to see, based on their circumstances. For example, with COVID, obviously COVID in the last 2 years, we've found a lot of our local people have had to finish their previous roles, and they've had to diversify pretty much and look at other industries based on, personal choice around not being vaccinated. So we were able to support some of those people to transition into other roles with the support of flexi wage to help support them back into employment in another industry. So yeah, that's a question that we can assess based on the individual circumstances. Yes.
Kia ora, Ruby, thank you. The next pārtai is, how do I know if flexi wage or apprenticeship boost is the better option to help me employ staff?
Yeah. Another really good pārtai too that we'll also asked. Now, depending on the circumstances, it comes down to circumstances of the need for the business, but also for the individual and what's going to fit best for the employer and the potential employee. Between the two of them, we would work through what is best. I wouldn't like to blanket it and say flexi wage is the best or apprenticeship boost is the best. I wouldn't like to probably say that at this minute, but if you're looking at some of the detail that I went through, there's certainly a difference by way of the funding. So there's significantly, obviously, there's significant more funding in flexi wage. And then there's another portion. It probably comes down to the needs of employer and employee and what best suits and fits them, and we'll tailor make it to that. So it's sort of like, I don't want to say which is best or not, we would tailor make it to the circumstances of the individual and the employer.
Right, ka pai, thank you very much, Ruby. And our last pārtai for the day is, how do I know if I am eligible for flexi wage, self-employment support, and how long does it take to come through to me?
Okay, another great pārtai. We ask this all the time. So the flexi wage self-employment, what we do have here, both here in Gisborne and in the Hawke's Bay, we have a workbroker specialist with our flexi wage self-employment. And what will happen is they'll do an assessment based on, obviously, they'll make contact. So how it works is the individual makes contact with us. Our specialist will make contact with them, give them a call, link in and engage and connect, and then go through what it is, their business plan, or what their thoughts are around what their business plan is. They'll start to work with them around, if they don't have a business plan, they'll start to work with them around sending, sort of start to have a business support person, work through a business plan with them, and start to help support them to get down that pathway of a business plan first. How long can it take? That's a really good another question. Pending how things go, obviously with the business application, then it goes through vetting, and then it'll come back to the manager to approve it. It can be, and I want to sort of just say that it can be anywhere from, I'd like to say anywhere from 2 months to maybe 3, 4, 5. I don't want to say that it's going to happen in 2 weeks or a month, because there's a process to be followed. The sooner we can, obviously, finalise it, the better off that those that are looking at business or us being able to help support them sooner.
Ka pai, Ruby. Obviously, lots of processes, and sounds like one has to be quite patient as well.
Yeah. As I said, that's probably a broad time frame, and that's why I see is anywhere from this point to that point, so anywhere from maybe from a month up to 3, 4, 5, because each case is different. Yes. If I can say it like that, and each individual comes in at a different level, so it may be just tailored to an individual whereby they may be just that little bit further down the track than another individual. So hence why I don't want to sort of say it's going to take 3 months for everybody. Yeah.
So it's a case by case.
Case by case, definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
Ka pai, Ruby. I'd like to thank you very much, ngā mihi, for your presentation, and I'd now like to hand back to Ange. Kia ora.
Thank you. Ngā mihi.
Thanks, Robin, and thanks, Ruby. I think in answering some of those questions, it's actually quite refreshing that it's not expected that one size fits all, and the ministry is looking at the individual needs of the business and the person as well. So I think for me, it's quite refreshing that they don't just go, oh yeah, you'll have it in 2 or 3 weeks, or it's like, we really want to get to know you, we want to get to know your business, and we want to find the right solution. So I think it's fantastic, and the ministry of social development is synonymous with benefits and beneficiaries, and I think that it's really great that we've been able to share that actually the ministry is also there to help support employers in their next steps, taking on their employees as well, and there's a range of products and services there to help those employers up that step as well. So thank you, Ruby. Thanks for joining us. Fantastic presentation. Thanks again, Robin. Robin's details are on screen here. If anybody would like to contact Robin and perhaps even start your journey there, Robin can connect you to somebody like Ruby if you need to have a chat with a work broker or you want to start those initial conversations. So please feel free to reach out to Robin. Or if you want to be connected to anybody else who's taken part in this conference, Robin will be able to point you in the right direction. Digital Boost is here to support those who are starting their digital transformation journey. So if you're an organisation that is doing digital well, please reach out to our customer support team. We'd love to feature you on our platform as well and showcase your business. If you're not already part of our platform, please sign up. Make use of the free learning tools that are there, and Checkable, which is our free diagnostic tool that provides an assessment of how well your business is performing digitally, and it will help you take those next steps to enhance your digital journey. That does bring our session and day 2 to a close. So once again, thanks so much to Ruby from the Ministry of Social Development for joining us this afternoon. And thank you to my co-host Robin for supporting me throughout the day. It's wonderful to have you both with me. We are going to be doing our 3rd and final day of the conference tomorrow. We begin at 12:15, I believe, and we are going to be joined by the Inland Revenue, followed by 2 MB agencies. So we've got employment.gov and business.gov joining us. And then we will finish out our conference with yours truly here from Digital Boost. So I can't wait to see you all in sessions tomorrow. Have a wonderful afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining me.
Kia ora. Thank you, Ange. Thank you, Ruby.
Thank you.
Kia ora. Oh, that was great.
See you later, guys.
Ngā kite.